Hi, welcome to the Improved Garage YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, I hope you'll click the subscribe button. So today I'm going to be talking about installing new wheels and tires on the John Cooper Works Mini Cooper that I picked up. So let's start off by just giving a little bit of background. So I had a 2015 Mini Cooper S. And so that would be an F56 platform. F56 is the identification code between 2014 and 2022. And so I had a John Cooper or a Mini Cooper S, a 2015. And for that car, I purchased a set of wheels and tires. They're these Motegi MR131 Traklites. They're a pretty popular wheel. 17 by 8 is the size, or 17 inches. They're 8 inches wide. And that was like a fitment from Tire Rack that they suggested this size, this fitment, this offset to work with my car. And I was actually very happy with them. So the car got wrecked, and I replaced the car with this John Cooper Works. So this is a 2016 Mini Cooper John Cooper Works. And one of the things that's a little bit different about the John Cooper Works is that it has these 4-piston Brembo brakes on the front. And those brakes are so big, you can see what the gap is here, and the wheels don't clear the brakes automatically. So I played around a little bit to try to figure out what spacers I would need to make the tires fit on this car, the tires and wheels fit on this car. And I think that I figured it out, and I just received a package today from Burger Tuning, which is in California, and it should contain some spacers. So let's get that opened and let's talk about that. Okay, so it was pretty difficult to determine what size spacers I actually needed for the car. I took the wheels and I kind of held them in front of the rotor and got them lined up to where I think that they needed to be. And then I tried using a couple washers and kind of like measuring the washers to try to get an idea of the thickness of the spacers that I needed. Eventually, I ended up going to AutoZone and seeing what they had. And, you know, AutoZone, the only thing that they had were these like universal spacers, which don't use these on your car. They're not safe. If they don't have the hub centering rings that actually like hold your wheel on the hub and make it so that your wheel is perfectly centered, it's going to be off balance. It's not a good idea, and you're putting a lot of weight on your lug nuts. But these were a good way for me to test to see what I needed. So this comes with 2 spacers. They're technically they're 5/16 of an inch, but it works out to just under 16 millimeters for 2 of these stacked. And with those 2 stacked on there, I had like 2 or 3 millimeters of clearance. So what I ended up ordering were 15 millimeter spacers from Burger Tuning. And they sell a couple different sizes. I think that they had a 15, they had a 17, they had a 20, and then they have some smaller ones. I also looked at Dynon, and I went back and forth between the 2 of them. Burger Tuning ended up being a slightly better deal, so I ended up going with those, and they're based in California, so because of that I get faster shipping. But I really, I don't know. I don't know if these are better or worse than the Dynon ones. I don't really have experience. So looking at this, it looks like they have 10, 13, and 15 on the box, but they showed 20 like lug nuts for 20 millimeter spacers and stuff. So I don't know, maybe they make 20s for like M3s or other cars or something. But so we have the wheel spacers, 2 BMS wheel spacers, and 10 black extended wheel bolts, 15 millimeter thickness. And these should be the right hub diameter to fit a BMW. So here's what we have inside. Because I ordered 4 spacers in the same order, they gave me 2 of these, or maybe only 1 of these. Yes, they gave me 1 of these. It's a hanger, so you screw this in, and you can like hang the wheel on it to make it so that it doesn't fall or ruin your brakes. Inside the box, we have 2 of these spacers. There's a little bit of anti-seize lubricant that's given here as well. You're supposed to put that around the center where it mates up with the hub so that you can pull these spacers off. So this is a 15 millimeter spacer, and it has obviously the hub centering ring. So there's a piece here for the hub to sit on, and then the wheel is going to go over this. And this has 10 holes in it, but you know, we're going to use 5 of them. They're all the same. It's 5 by whatever it was, 5 by 120 I think the number is, but it's whatever the factory number is for the Mini. It did also come with extended studs. So these are 14 by 125 thread. So M14 is the thickness, 125 is the thread pitch. That's what BMW and Mini uses. And these are 41 millimeters long. The factories are, I think, 26 or 27 millimeters long. So these are approximately 15 millimeters longer than the factories. So these should be pretty much everything that I need to put the wheel on the car. And actually, oh, it says right here, 5 by 112 is the thread pattern. 66.6 millimeter, that's what this hub is. And this is a 15 millimeter spacer. So I'm gonna play around with this and see how it fits with you on the camera. I'm waiting on my 4th wheel to come from Tire Rack, so I'm not gonna be able to actually mount these up today, but we're gonna test fit and see how everything is. Technically, I only need 2 of these, but I ordered 4 because I wanted the fitment to be square all the way around. I didn't want my fronts to have 15 millimeter spacers and my backs to not. So let's try it out and see how it fits. I'll take 1 back and 1 front off of the car. All right, so let's get this corner jacked up. Okay, we've got the car jacked up. We're gonna remove these wheels. These are factory JCW wheels, but they have these kind of aftermarket lugs on them from the previous owner. So we'll get those removed. So here's this hanger. It's threaded on one side. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna thread that into the hole, just like that. And it doesn't have to be crazy tight. Put it in the top center though. And then we're gonna remove this last lug. And you'll see what happened there is the wheel is sitting on this hanger instead of falling on the ground and smashing the brake caliper and the top shield. So now I can put my drill down, I can move this off, and I can get it out of the way. All right, so we're gonna take our spacer and we're going to install that. It should slip right over here, just like that. And you'll notice that it fits on the hub snugly. I can't move it around. I can twist it a little bit on the lugs, but I can't move it around. And it's got the hub there. Now, if your wheels use hub-centric rings, you will still need those because the hub-centric ring is designed to make the wheel fit your car. And this doesn't change that. This is just taking your car and extending it out. So let me grab my hub-centric ring. So now we'll take our wheel and we will put it on our hanger. Just like that. And there we are. Now, our spacers came with longer lugs. So these are the longer lugs. Let me show the difference here. This is a short lug, this is a long lug. That's the difference in length between the two. Just like that. So, I'm going to take these, they're 17 millimeter, and we're going to get them started. So I'm using a 3/8 17 millimeter socket because it's going to fit in this hole nicely. I'll find some sort of thin wall socket that's going to match up as well. And really, I'm going to get these lugs started. Let's check this out. So, it just barely, check out the brakes, clears the brakes. So if you follow this, you can see there's a very tight gap there all the way around, but it does clear the brakes without a problem. which is great. That's what I want, right? So that's on there. Let's lower this down. Actually, let's do the back one too. Put our hanger on. Again, didn't crush the brake shroud. Okay, remove our hanger. All right, so let's take a look. So first off, side profile. I think that looks great. They fit well, they look good. Now let's take a look at the offset. So if you look here, I'm turned out a little bit. I can straighten out the wheel just a touch, but take a look at the back. Look at the amount. I'm just a little bit behind this lip. I think that looks really, really good. Straight down from the car, there's still protection here for the side, but on the front, there's just a touch of poke on the bottom. I think the fit's really good. So let's get that into place. Check out the front. Kind of the same deal on the front. It's flush if you look straight down. And if you come out to the front, you see just a tiny bit of poke. I think it looks really good. So let's give a before right there. And an after. And man, there's no question. Those are significantly better. So these will be what ends up on the car. Obviously today I'm doing a test fitment, which is why I didn't torque them. I'm just trying to test everything out. I'm still waiting on my fourth wheel. One of them got broken in the accident, so I'm waiting on Tire Rack to ship me one. It's going to be about 3 weeks before I actually have another wheel in hand. But this is on. It looks good. The fitment is great. I'm very happy with the Burger Tuning spacers, and I think that these wheels make the car look fantastic. I think it's going to be even better once I get these to black and get these swapped out with the black ones and fix, things like this. I think it's going to be, it's going to be even better. But this looks great. NM springs. It's lowered about 1 inch from factory. It's on the John Cooper Works dynamic dampeners, and these Traklite wheels just look great on the car. And I know there are a lot of other wheels that fit the car that look good, whatever, but I really like these 5-spoke Traklite wheels. They're super easy to keep clean. They look good. You can see the brakes. It's a really good appearance. So, thank you for watching. I hope that you'll subscribe, and I'm a couple weeks away from having all 4 wheels on this car.